Hey, my fellow Americans, thank you for your hospitality and your kind gesture. Your kind gesture. I'm very happy about that. I'm going to cover, I'm going to bring back HIV/AIDS clip and rework it today. Why I'm doing that? I very much, first of all, want to ask people who are currently out there in the, say for example, they are in Zenith Philanthropics Foundation, or they are in Glow Foundation, or NTN, or Airtel. I'm quickly just talking about more of the. I'm quickly talking about more of the technology company, because I am trying to use technology to drive HIV/AIDS in Nigeria. That was a proposal I made to President Bush, emergency research, that there was a time when he was releasing 5 billion globally. Guess what? None of those money left Nigeria, left America into other parts of the world. So I had 2 medical doctors on board that signed off on my project, and I presented the concept to them. It wasn't approved. It's not different from what you call him now. Biden just did. Biden spent almost like 300 billion to buy arms and ammunition for Ukraine. None of those money a lot of the money got into Medallion Douglas, TI, who are manufacturers of these arms and ammunition. So when this new guy came in, the first thing he was saying was that we're going to start using it as a loan. When the money is being poofed, just like that, one single missile is 100,000, according to Musa yesterday. He said, so you're going to have to do you're going to have a precision on shooting that thing when you are trying to get rid of what you call the Boko Haram in Nigeria. Because one single stinger is 100,000. So let me go back to where I wanted to really work today. I want to work the HIV/AIDS part of this project. Before I go there, I want to make some promises. As at now, I only have 60 clips of video out there, and I only have 6 subscribers. I'm going to make a promise to those 6 people that my first book that I wrote, which has Nigeria woman Ogi Baba as the president of Nigeria in 2027, I'm going to give it away free of charge to you, because the book is sitting on Amazon in the US. As it's sitting there, I'm going to go back and farm it out to my developmental editor, and they're going to do what you call new ISBN, front cover, back cover, reformat it, and I would then present it as free, because I would have loved to give you guys my new book for free, but I already committed it to seller, which is https forward slash selar.com /0133512713. I already farm it out to those people and I already put a price on it. I am not going to change that price because I don't think that's the reason why people are not buying the book. The reason why people are not buying the book is because, first of all, I'm glad I was able to get to this point. The reason they're not buying the book is because there are people who read out there. If you don't read, you don't read. It's not a black thing, it's not a white thing. There are people who just read. And there are people who are ready to pack away with their money from their pocket to buy books. I happen to be one of those people who read books. And that's the reason why I'm well informed, because it was very easy for me to buy a book. Two of my counterparts wrote books and I bought their book. And I'm telling one of them to buy my book and he said no. And decided to send me money instead of buying the book. That defeats the purpose of writing the book if people are not going to try and read. The reason I brought that up is because there are 3-4 pillars that can make Nigeria work during our lifetime. You guys can have it. Grab a pen and write this down. One is going to be the publishing. We need to read some more and we need to write some more. We need to be a novel. 2, we have what you call agricultural, which is going to lead to feeding. 3, we have what you call technology, which is going to come in the form of API, and I'm looking at it from that angle of what you call AI. We have what you call the PAC, which is Super PAC, that's going to help a Nigerian woman to become president. They also have what you call the API, Application Programming Interface. So the only thing we don't have in all these buckets that we have right now is going to be the health. And I'm bringing the health issue up front and center going forward. And I'm going to attack it from the angle of in which what we really have as a problem. One, we have what you call HIV/AIDS. It's one of our biggest problems. We know this because Africa, people in America of African descent, people in the Caribbean, Europe, Africans over there, were all disproportionately affected. To the point where the only reason what Trump using dishing us back is the 600 million that you said was given to Nigeria for PIFA, which is what you call antiretroviral drugs. He pulled it. He pulled another 400 million from South Africa. Ashewaju himself did not put enough money into health through his own initiative. He only put 400 million in there. Now the 400 million that he put in there, 10,000 has been allocated for HIV/AIDS. So, why am I saying all this? I am asking you guys to go out there to help me to, if you find yourself in any of the organizations, like maybe, let's concentrate first of all on the technological end of the whole gambit. Say like, for example, you are in banking and you are with Zenith and you are in their philanthropical organization. I want you to have your ear open that you will be getting some concept proposal from me to see whether we can slow down or eradicate HIV/AIDS, because we have 3 million people living with HIV/AIDS in Nigeria. And the number is not reducing because a lot of the youth, what I may call the teens, the teenagers, the young boys and young girls who are sexually active, don't know that HIV/AIDS transmission is strictly something that happens during the sex. They don't know that HIV/AIDS happen when you share needles. They think they're not going to get it. I can use one example right now. Yesterday or 2 days ago, I was outside uploading my video when a young girl, 2 girls were selling granules, boiled granules, and I wanted to buy from them. I was telling the one of them to put some jara in my granules, and the other one quickly came and said no. The one that I was talking to, who was really selling it, said no wahala. And I quickly interjected. I said, which one do I believe? You saying no, she's saying yes. I said, maybe because I'm old, that's the reason why you guys things are turning out. One of the girls was smart enough to say, well, you should be happy because you are old. And I told her, no, I'm not happy because I'm old, because when I was your age, I never thought I was going to get old. Now that I am old, I'm not happy because it just kind of happened all of a sudden. So the moral of the story is, a lot of the young people out there think they're untouchable. I was like that. I never thought I was going to get old. And when I have opportunity to be with girls, I was looking out for them instead of the way boys are looking out for themselves, trying to get their DICK wet. So by so doing, the women are disproportionately affected because of the biological nature of how we got here, which is strictly the mysteries of life. And as we got here, it's come to a point where we are now at a crossroad where the man does penetrate, or if it's even when it is homosexual, heterosexual, or the LGBT environment, there's penetration going on. And during that penetration, there's what you call the wall of their anus get serrated, and there is a deposit, and it ends up with HIV/AIDS. Or if you are out there, you are exchanging needle, because they are now, a lot of people died during HIV/AIDS when I was in the US. When I was there, that was the reason why I took the interest to go and apply for the President Bush initiative. But on the long run, I didn't get it because Bush restricted his $5 billion that he gave globally to his own faith-based initiative inside America. Just like Biden gave almost like $250 billion to Ukraine, and most of this money were poof. They were all going into what you call the defense contractors. So Putin was not wrong when he started sobering. He's very pained. I want to say this yesterday because he's crying that what happened here is a travesty, because himself and Ukraine people are fraternal brothers. But for ideological right and left, extreme right and extreme left, conservative versus liberal, Christian versus non-Christian, everything ended up in such a way that the brothers, they started killing themselves, and he's very, very pained by about 5,000 people dying every day. They say the number is even 7,000. It could be 15,000. The army that has just died. The North Korea is crying now because almost 60,000 people of his people who he has sent 100,000 there to conquer certain area, which is now where Putin is now saying he wants to claim. I think it's Donbass. So I'm going to go back to the HIV/AIDS thing. The HIV/AIDS is where I believe I am going to be able to have a better entry point into this project. I am not a charity case. I'm lucky to have had what you call a registration with the federal Corporate Commission at Abuja way back, where I have a registration there under Adori HIV/AIDS Initiative. In the US, I had what we call Gerke Foundation. So what I'm going to do now, which I was thinking of going, starting from ground zero, I'm not just going to resuscitate that number and then post it to what we call the volunteermass.com and start posting workout. But my concentration is going to be, the entry point is going to be this HIV/AIDS program. So why am I belaboring you guys today? I'm up in your case because I want you, those of you, whether you are in the hospital, whether you are in research, whether you are in philanthropic, like Zenith Philanthropies, have your ear open because I'm going to send you guys some proposal, concept. Because I'm very, very vast in HIV/AIDS and I never thought about going there because I was more worried about how to publish a book, how to feed the people, which is what you call hunger in the line. I was worried about how I was going to put what you call housing program together. I was worried about what you call API, which is application programming interfaces that could be looked into what you call the AI or the Super PAC, which is Super Political Action Committee, stuff like that. But now I was able to cycle back into the HIV/AIDS thing, and I'm going to combine it with malaria. I'm going to combine it with sexually transmitted diseases like gonorrhea. Because if you have gonorrhea, then automatically, your syphilis, automatically, this thing can compound into, means that you are not careful out there sexually. And women are disproportionately affected. And I'm calling women to see whether they can write the first check for me to get started. So, for those of you who are abroad, what you need to look for in Nigeria workspace is somebody like me who has trust. You can trust, and if there is anything you want to do in Nigeria, try and get in touch with me, and I will have your back. I'm currently working with a friend of mine who wants to do what you call solar, and I'm going to try and package him. But the grant has been wet through my caregiver. The only thing that hasn't happened was the next step, which is going to be organically trying to get myself off the ground. I can do this thing without getting a single dollar from anyone. My book is not selling out there, and I know why it's not selling. The first one that I had there, which I didn't even ask people to buy, people were buying it very quickly because they were more worried about whether was I light, because I'm coming out publicly to become an author, and they were worried about whether I am light in the ass. And when they saw the book, and they were happy about it, so when this one came out, instead of them to jump on the bandwagon, they are now using what you call, what do you call that? They are blocking. They're trying to block me. They can't do it. They cannot block me, and that's the reason why we black people are at ground zero. Let me stop here by saying that I have given you some certain things that I want you to know about HIV/AIDS. First of all, it's sexually transmitted, and it's a drug. If you are sharing needles, you can't get it through somebody giving you maybe a cup of coffee. You're drinking out of their cup. You can't get it. You can't get it through hug. You can get it if you are out there and there's an accident, and you have what you call there's an accident in a car, and two people are bleeding. If the two people are not dead, and the one way or the other, the blood of one person drop into the blood of another person, automatically HIV will be transmitted if the first person or the second person has HIV. It's transmitted through blood. Let me start by saying that as I'm challenging you guys to go and help to subscribe to my channel, I am going to make a promise, and the promise I'm making today is very straightforward. 6 people that already subscribed will be getting my first book. The reason why you're going to get it is because when I published it, I was trying to jump out of the United States to Nigeria, and I did not promote it. So when I got here, the people that bought it, the money didn't even come into my hand because it went into an online bank, which is Alibaba, and it's sitting there in America. Just like my Social Security work for which I did it for 37 years is sitting there in America. I'm not worried about that. So the point I'm making here is that I'm going to reconfigure that book. After finishing reconfiguration, I'm going to start giving away free of charge. It costs $9 for ebook, and it costs $19 for for hardcover through the Amazon. It's God to Goddess. The protagonist is Ogi Baba. The Ogi Baba was, and I'm giving away the team now. The Ogi Baba is supposed to be a president by 2027 as we speak. So the book is tight. It's a drama. So if you go subscribe right now, at the time I start giving out the book, you will be able to get it. But you got to make the promise of telling me that I am going to be holding your hands going forward in terms of, say, for example, I finally just realized that I have Adonai HIV/AIDS Elimination Foundation at the Corporate Affairs Commission at Abuja. I'm going to try to resuscitate that number and put it to volunteermatch.com, which I'm going to be now publishing. I don't have the 250,000 to be able to start from ground zero, which is what I was quoted by some expert. I could have done it through my nephew, but my nephew looks like he, for one reason or the other, he hasn't gone abroad. So he doesn't really know what's going on overseas. He knows what is going on in Nigeria, and I'm very proud of him. He brought me back here, and he's the principal. He's my principal. And the way he's going about it, if I was not careful, if I was greedy, I would have been able to find crack in what he's doing, because I'm living in a house that was given to him by the mother. And I'm like, okay, we are now putting the money that was supposed to be put on my bounty on my head to do a lot of infrastructural build-up in the house, buying gadgets and all that. But I'm being fed and I'm being housed over here. And if things work out well, I would really prefer to be in my dad's house. So that's a scoop. It is Seller. https://seller, SELAR.com /0133 512 713 azimikoko5@gmail.com. My website is azimikoko.wix. I'm talking about S like in zeros. .sit/azimikoko. That's my website. And I have a handle on what do you call call on Twitter. I have a Facebook on the same subject. So I'm kind of ready to go. But I do know one thing that I need. If you are a nurse, you are doing testing out there of HIV/AIDS, you are working for philanthropical organizations that are helping the HIV/AIDS like Zenith Philanthropic, keep your ear open, because I will be knocking on your door to go to get some seed money to help to take an oath that I will be testing maybe 2,000 in 12 months. And I will be doing what you call testing. I will be doing advocacy through what you call social media. As a matter of fact, this is my venue for the HIV/AIDS platform. I'm sorry I had to go here, but I'm not a charity case. 234-703362-7981 is my phone number. At this point in time, I'm only one person, and the person I am now is call, ask me anything is what I'm going to be doing. Ask me anything, and I'm ready to answer you. And the area that I'm going to be pulling off now is going to be the health side of somebody like that I never added to the bucket I have. The health part, and HIV/AIDS, malaria, sexually transmitted diseases, to address the special population of those women who are vulnerably affected disproportionately. We are sitting on 2 million Nigerians with HIV/AIDS. Trump has just pulled 600 million out of Nigeria. He pulls 400 million out of South Africa for HIV/AIDS on what you call retroviral drugs that can keep somebody even when they are sexually active, even when they have blood transfusion, they will not spread the HIV/AIDS. So I am going to be doing the groundwork, and I will be involved in testing. But this is going to be used. What I'm going to use technology to drive it. Remember that technology is not. It's not a tool. It's technology. It's not like technology is a blanket. Technology is a blanket of science, technology, engineering, math, arts. They are all part of that blanket of technology. They are not. They are different from book publishing industry. Technology is an industry. Publishing is an industry. Food is an industry. The hunger. Political action committees is politics and industry. I can go on and on and on and on. Thank you for your support. It's been a pleasure.